Hey everybody, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here at Nickel City Con, and we have a very special guest we want to bring out. This young man has had quite the journey over the past couple years. At only 12 years old, he has an acting career that has already spawned movies, television shows, animation, music videos. His first film credit was in a Steven Spielberg movie, so that's something special right there. But of course, his recent meteoric success was due to his role as Will Byers in the incredible overnight Netflix phenomenon, Stranger Things. So that's right. So it's season 2, just a few long months away. Let's be honest, let's welcome Buffalo's going upside down. Nona, Schnapp.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming to Buffalo.
Of course.
And we're right across the hall is a bathroom if you got to cough up a quick slug or two or something. But all right, Chelsey, take it away.
Noah, welcome to Nickel City Con.
Thank you.
And I'm just curious, is this your first Comic-Con that you've been at, or?
I've done 4 or 5 cons. I haven't counted, but
That's fine.
I think I'm 4 or 5.
Well, that's awesome. So what's it like being on your side compared to us? So we're all fans, obviously. I've watched Stranger Things about 3 times.
Wow.
So, yeah, obviously.
Someone came up to me today and they said they watched Stranger Things 13 times. Yes.
I'm gonna have to catch up before season 2 comes out. So, what's it like being on your side? So we all see you. And I might have creeped a little bit earlier because I was like, I need to know what he's like. But this kid's great. Can we give him a hand again? We've all heard how sweet you are.
Thank you.
So, what's it like being a celebrity, like overnight, really?
I mean, it doesn't feel like one. I mean, I don't consider myself a celebrity. I mean, I'm Noah, you know? And what's amazing is that we've gotten to go to so many award shows, and we won a SAG award just recently, which
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much, thank you. That was kind of like my moment where I was like, wow, we did win that, didn't we? And that's where I felt like, this is a cool show I get to be on, you know?
You know, I was curious about that. You've done, a variety of different projects, and is there ever any kind of a sense while you're doing it that it is going to strike such a chord as Stranger Things? Is it tough to tell, like, that this is a special project? Or do you have some sense that this is really going to have a reaction with the crowd?
I mean, we're all, like, crazy grateful for the amazing opportunity and show we're on, and it's also cool that it's on Netflix, because Netflix is like one of my favorite places to watch anything.
Yeah. I think you're one of those driving forces. Musical microphones today. Stranger Things has been absolutely one of the most driving forces of Netflix's success, and it's just this incredible emerging new medium that you're at the center of, and that's really exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Switch over.
This is one of the questions I'm dying to ask you. So, obviously, without giving too much away, because I'm sure you can't.
Or giving too much away about season 2.
Okay, so, Will dies. No, I'm just kidding. Don't take that by my word.
The real question is, how has...
But, I can... It's a lot darker, and it's scarier. They get into every character's storyline. They'll explain like how the Upside Down affected Will, and if I say any more, I'll get in trouble. So I'll stop talking.
So speaking of Will's character, how has he changed going into season 2 compared to season 1?
He is.
If you can't answer it, that's fine.
Sorry, it's just so hard to know what I can say.
It's fine. We're all left in suspense, everyone. So, are you looking forward to being more into this season? Because last season you kind of got sucked into the Upside Down and, oh no!
Everything was about you, but you were only in it a certain amount. But it seems like you're more central, you're more prominent in season 2.
Yeah, it was different last year, because last year I would go back and forth on set and back set and from Atlanta to New York to film. And this year I'm just there for the full block of months we're filming, and it's a whole different experience. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah?
I have a prank I'm brewing right now on someone.
Do tell, please, please, please.
Well, it's on Millie, but if she's watching this, then that won't.
Oh God! Well, when is this prank going down? Maybe we can time the release of this.
Soon.
Okay. I'll hand over mine in a second. So.
Does yours not work?
Low battery.
Oh, it's the worst.
So, and there's some new casting additions to season 2. What's it like working with some of those new people? Some of the senior cast members and some younger people joining your group. How have those new people been?
Yeah, I mean, it's always cool to have new people on set, and the new kid we're working with, her name's Sadie Sink. She's the one with the red hair.
Yes.
She's so sweet. She's like, the first day we met her, she just like came. Oh, so echoey. She just like came a part of our family, and now we're all best friends.
That's wonderful.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
that's great
so
to hear.
cool.
Yeah. Chelsey?
Check.
Okay. So in the future, what are you thinking of doing? Are you thinking of sticking with this genre, with horror, thriller, sci-fi, or do you want to branch out and try new things?
I mean, I love trying anything that's out there, and anything different and unique is always fun. I think it's cool to do different things and not always stick with one same thing over and over. So I'd love to do a bunch of different movies.
So who would you want to work with? Like an actor or a director?
You know, I have to say, when I worked on Bridge of Spies at the time, I didn't know who Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks were. So I know. and then after the movie came out, it hit me. It was like, that's him. That's who I just worked with. And it's so cool that I got to work with him. So I think if anyone I'd love to work with, it'd be them, because Mr. Spielberg and Mr. Hanks, because they're so like genuinely nice people, and they were so fun to work with. And it's such a pleasure that I got to work with them.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So another thing you did off of movies was you were in a music video, Panic at the Disco.
Oh yeah.
LA, which is really great. Great job in that, by the way.
Thank you so much. That's so much fun.
That makes me wonder, do you have any favorite music, any favorite bands? I'm curious.
Them. They're awesome. Go check out their music.
Needless to say, well, of course, LA Devotee has been stuck in my head all day.
There's this song that I heard at their because they had a concert at Madison Square Garden, and they invited me to come on stage real quick for LA Devotee.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I'm gonna get sidetracked here, but I'm gonna
feel
talk
free,
about this.
please.
I remember they brought me on, and there was this like side curtain that they opened, and there was like, it's like Niagara Falls of people, you know. It was like 30,000 people or something like that, and it's weird because it's like seeing them there, like standing there. It's just, oh my god, I like went pale and I was gonna like faint. I couldn't talk. I was like, oh no, I can't do this. And they're like, no, you can do it. You got this. And they kept encouraging me, and they put me under this like, the drummer has this thing that he, boom, boom, boom.
Drum set?
And there's like a little thing under it. And I went under it, and the doors opened, and they pulled me out, and like it's like the moment I jumped out, I just lost all that fear, and it was just so much fun, and it was too quick.
Oh wow!
But anyway, where was I? I was back. The music, right?
Yeah. They didn't strap you to a chair and like reenact the music video on stage, though, did they?
No, but they had the music video playing in the background.
Okay.
It was cool.
Yeah.
And they still do it all their concerts, which is pretty cool.
Well, they got Noah Schnapp. They want to show them off.
It's cool.
Yeah. Are there any other bands that you follow?
You know who I love? I love Coldplay.
I do too. Yeah.
My dad's somewhere here, but my dad and my mom and dad are gonna go to their concert, I think this summer or something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. That's really exciting.
Lucky them.
That's really cool. I'd love to go to a Coldplay show. Anyway. I think before you even filmed season 1, you guys did a lot of prep. You watched a lot of those cinematic and television inspirations for, the Goonies and a lot of things like that. Are there any like old 80s or anything from that time period that really stuck out to you, that you really love? Movies or television?
I mean, they made us. I remember we walked in. They had this room that they put us in when they were putting different people together, seeing who had the best chemistry together.
Yes.
And they had this big wall of posters of 80s movies, and there was this one movie. There was a ton of movies actually, and they had Jaws, The Goonies, Poltergeist, Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., Stand By Me, all those movies, and it was kind of like our homework to watch them. And I think my favorite one out of all of them was, oh my God, that's hard. I never thought about that. The Goonies, maybe, Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Maybe Jaws.
Okay.
Maybe E.T. Now I'm gonna name all the movies. This is too hard.
You're just listing movies now, aren't you? Yeah. Well, in a few minutes, we are going to open up the panel to some audience. You get anybody out there want to ask Noah Schnapp a question? Anyone? I'm sure if we're going to start in a few minutes, we'll start doing that.
That's cool.
But you guys want to start lining up, and anyone who wants to for a Q&A portion, get moving to that center mic there. But give them a few minutes to get up here. Why don't you? Yeah, that center mic. Yeah. And but in the meantime.
So one question before we get everyone lined up. What does your daily life look like? What do you do for fun?
Well, right now it's pretty much I wake up at a certain time. I go on set. I film the whole day. I do 1 to 3 hours of school. I go home and I sleep. That's pretty much so far my routine. And in there is, of course, eating and brushing my teeth and all that stuff.
I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun to relax? Something that helps de-stress?
When you're not filming seasons.
You know what I love? I love, me and my dad love going to the gym together because I feel like it's fun because it's like a dad-son. Usually it's daughter-dad, right? It's a dad-son.
Father-son?
Yeah.
Father-son.
And it kind of relieves, it's weird, but it relieves stress,
Yeah. And that's wonderful bonding.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, cool. All right. Sir, why don't you start us off?
Sure.
Hello.
No, I feel like Stranger Things Season 1, a lot of the themes and subtext behind it lended a lot to a lot of the tabletop stuff the kids were playing, and I know that the show's going in a darker direction, but are they going to kind of maintain that kind of fantasy background kid story going in the basement and all that stuff?
You mean the board games with Dungeons and Dragons?
I feel like that had a lot of heart to
It does have a big spot on season 2 too.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that. Awesome.
Cool.
I have a very simple question. I mean, if you have celiac disease, then you can answer relative to what kind of salad you like, but what's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Oh, okay. Favorite kind of sandwich is probably any bread. Turkey, lettuce, tomato, sometimes ketchup or mayo. Ketchup's good on everything. I feel
Ketchup on turkey? Is that what you just said?
Well, don't judge.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm not used to that.
Does anyone eat ketchup on mac and cheese?
Yes!
Oh my God!
Yes.
Whenever I'm on set, I have ketchup on my mac and cheese, and everyone makes fun of me for that.
I put mustard on mine.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it.
Sandwich, it was turkey, mayo, lettuce, cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, yes. And any bread. I'm fine with any bread.
No specific kind of bread?
Like whole wheat bread usually goes pretty good.
Whole wheat, yeah.
My man. All right.
Thank you.
So I read this in here, I don't know if it's actually true, but I read that Sean Astin's supposed to be in the second season, and if that is true, what was it like to work with him?
I mean, where did you read that?
The Nerdist?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Was
Who's
it
Sean
not
Astin?
Oh, he's Sam from Lord of the Rings.
Well, we'll just have to watch season 2 and see if he's in it, you know?
Well,
Hello, Noah. I want to know, hi. What led you to get involved with working with Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks?
How did I work with them?
Yeah.
I mean, I have someone who kind of gets me auditions, and it was my first movie, I think, and it's kind of weird to think about, but I turned, oh my God, I remember I turned 10 on set, and I had my birthday with Spielberg and Tom Hanks, and that was amazing. That was so cool.
I bet it was.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to work with them, right?
Yeah.
They're amazing.
That's a real power connection. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hi.
Hey.
Do you play D&D in real life?
We haven't yet, but we will. You know, everyone asks that, and I always have to say we will, and I just forget. But this time, we will, because we actually do have to.
It's a lot of fun.
I know, it looks fun. I've seen like video games where they've like imitated that, but I've never played like the actual board game. We should definitely do that. We'll do that. Thank you.
Special feature.
Hey.
So since being young and going from, just being a kid to the acting industry, it comes with a lot of adjustment. How is it like your first times or day on set? How is it adjusting to that? Yeah.
Oh, there we go. How is it like being on set?
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. I get to work with a bunch of kids, and it's kind of like a big hangout with 5 kids being on set. We all play around, and then when we're filming, it gets more serious, and we keep it relaxed and fun.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is the most fun person to be around on set?
Ooh, everyone has their own like special things. I think. Oh my God, that's scary. What was that? Okay. I mean, they're all awesome. I think Gaten's a super positive, energetic person. Caleb's just a super funny person. Finn's relaxed and chill. Millie's awesome. They're all fun in their own special way.
Is it true that their personalities like kind of informed the nature of the characters about how you're
kind of with Gaten?
Very nice and yeah.
Gaten's very close to his character in the show, and he's funny just like in the show in real life.
Yeah.
He has a very positive vibe to him.
Yeah.
Like wherever he goes.
Yeah.
I heard that they kind of changed around who he was supposed to be originally. To kind of fit who he was as a person, so that he could bring that into the show.
Oh yeah, they weren't looking for him. They came upon him and they were like, "Oh, this guy's awesome," and they adjusted the role to Gaten with Dustin, and he like formed his own character, I guess.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's a great collaboration. That's a great way to bring actors' talents into the role. Yeah, sure.
Do you have any tips for people who like want to be actors or want to do that kind of stuff?
Yes. If you like it and you want to do it, then just persevere. And I mean, it's a corny kind of advice because everyone says it, but it's honestly very true. If you just keep trying and you keep going after it and you really love it, it'll come after you.
What is your favorite episode in season 1 and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think maybe 8. I think 8. It's just an overall just great episode, and I think the scene where they rescued me from the Upside Down with the inside that little like cubby thing when they took me out and I was coughing. That was fun and gross at the same time because I remember when I was on set, they would like say some special code like and then, like some word, and then a bunch of people with like huge like Home Depot buckets would come in with like glycerin or something, some kind of slimy substance, and they put it everywhere, like on the ceiling, on the walls, and it'd be dripping, and it was really, really wet and gross. But oh god, this sounded wrong. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was cool. That was my favorite episode for sure.
Cool. What was it like to act with the Stranger Things crew?
I mean, like I said before, it's a relaxed kind of fun environment, and we all kind of play around with each other and we have fun on set. And then when we go on to film, we make it serious, but we keep that fun vibe. So it's not like. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the word. It's not like sleepy kind of day. It's like everyone brings their own fun to the set, and it's always energetic.
Yes. Yeah. I can get that. Cool. Thank you very much.
What was it like working with Panka the Disco?
I mean, Brendan, Yuri, and they're awesome. He's so cool. I remember when he before the show, he brought me into his little like dressing room thing, and he had a little cart and it had a PlayStation 4, and they were playing Family Guy on the TV, and I just thought that was just really funny, and it kind of shows that they're all just regular guys like everyone else, and they're just fun to be around. For sure, they're really fun to be around. They have speakers in their room too that they blast music out of, and I do like your shirt.
Thank you. I've been getting a lot of compliments.
Hi, so I saw that you have a YouTube channel and you posted a video of the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great video. Do you think you'll do anything else on it, or?
Yeah, I mean, next time. It's okay.
That's all I'm here for.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm gonna be posting something very soon.
Okay.
Which I said on Twitter.
Okay, got it.
So there's a lot of monsters, and they all have a special power. And so if you could have any of the monster's superpower or Elle's superpower, what would it be?
If I could have the monster superpower?
If you could have any superpower.
In the world or from the show?
From the show.
I think 11's superpower would be awesome. Being able to just... Yeah, what he said. I'm not gonna repeat that, but yes. Yeah, it'd be really cool, because you'd just be... imagine if you're just lying on your bed and you're lazy and you have a coffee or your computer right there, you could just bring it to you. It's pretty cool.
What inspired you to begin acting?
I remember my family and I were really movies, and we always watched Broadway shows in New York City and stuff, and we're not really, no one in the family was ever in this industry, but I thought it was really cool, and I didn't know what acting was at the time. I just took classes, and I thought it was cool that I could be someone else on a different day, and then I took that, and I started auditioning for tiny commercials and voiceovers for a year or two, and then I'm here now. Thank you to everything I've done, and it's pretty cool. And I think just seeing everyone else on the film screen and on the stage just inspired me, because I wanted to be up there too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your most embarrassing moment on set?
Most embarrassing moment. Ooh, I'd have to think about that one.
Chair.
Oh God, the chair. So, we were in school one day, and it was me, the two teachers. It was just Millie and I, because I think everyone else was filming, and she was live streaming, and then I'm a very clumsy person, if you didn't know. I fell down, and my neck went inside the chair and went over, and I kind of, long story short, I got stuck in the chair, and my teachers had to kind of rip me apart out of it, and I got even more stuck, and then it wasn't good. If you can find it on YouTube, Noah stuck in a chair, because Millie, she just kept live streaming the whole thing, and it was a weird experience. Now I can say I've been stuck in a chair. It was pretty embarrassing too, because there were maybe 10,000 people on the live stream watching that happen. But yeah, that was my most embarrassing moment.
Well,
how, like, since you had to start off as like a young kid in the first season, but you didn't have much of a part in the first season, now you've been to like the abyss, the upside down. Did you find like the second season to be harder for you because you had to almost like stretch more of like a different character almost?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this season Will has a lot of like emotional, challenging scenes, and it's definitely a bigger challenge this year to play Will, but it's also it's fun to have a challenge. I can't. It's so hard to talk about season 2 because I feel like I don't want to say anything, but it is. Will definitely has a lot of emotional scenes in season 2.
Nice.
What's your favorite song?
Ever?
Yes.
Africa by Toto.
Oh, yes. Now, did you hear that for the first time? That was in Stranger Things. Did you hear that for the first time in there? Or was
I mean, I didn't even like listen to like the music on the I didn't listen. I didn't like realize that was the song.
Okay.
But and then like I listened to the song, and then my mom told me after that that was in Stranger Things. So I didn't even know.
Oh.
But my mom first introduced me to the song in the car to Seth, and I was like, "What is this song?" She's like, "You don't know this song?" And then she played, and then we played it literally like on repeat for 45 minutes on the way to set, and that was my favorite song of all time.
Oh, good pick.
Just like that.
Hi, Ryan. It's hard enough to be a teenager, and it must be harder to be a teenager with all this attention and being a celebrity and an actor. Like, what do you do to take care of yourself? Like, keep the pressure off and like.
I mean, I just said earlier, like I love going to the gym because I feel like it kind of like when I'm there, it's just forget about everything and it kind of relieves my stress, and that's kind of my way of relieving the stress.
I should do that more, but I don't.
Hi.
Hey.
First of all, thanks for coming here.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for such a cool show.
Thank you.
And then my question is, you were talking about like the goo and how they brought in the stuff. So does knowing how they make the special effects ruin the magic for you, or do you like knowing how they make the special effects?
How they make like the goo?
Not just the goo, but like any kind of cinema magic that they do, like the set.
I mean, like half of it is maybe half or a quarter or something like that is like CGI, and the other half is just real they put it there. And it's cool because like if they have it all there, you kind of just know what's gonna be there. So it's cool because it's very different when you're filming. Half of the stuff is like not there, and then when you're watching the show, you see it just all get put together, and they add little things and they change up things, and you see how different it is on screen. And I kind of love that little anticipation of not knowing what it's going to look like when it comes on screen.
Does it surprise you to see the finished product versus what you were working on?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How is it to have Winona Ryder as a mom on the show?
Oh, she's so sweet. I love her. She's like, I consider her like my second mother because I remember, I feel like she's always looking out for me. And I remember there was this one scene this season that I had a very challenging emotional scene this year, and I texted her and I was like, hey, can you help me? I told her the scene number and I said, can you look at this and could we go over it maybe? And she texted me back, she's like, oh, of course, I'd love to help you. Just come in my trailer tomorrow. And she comes like an hour early to set, and she brings me in her trailer and she talks me through it and she helps me, and I did well on the scene just because of her and all her help she gave me. Yeah.
In the episode where Hopper sees the fake dead body of Will, did you actually have to play the dead body?
Oh no, that wasn't me. They had so the year before they put this blue silicone stuff on my face, and they molded out my face so it'd be like the same shape of my nose and stuff. And then they just turned that into I think it was like rubber or something. So that wasn't me.
Did you see that prop in person though? Because that would affect your dreams.
I had I had a picture of it on my Instagram, and it was but it was the dummy from season 1, but they told me to take it down because people might think it's like from season 2 and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it it's so weird because it's like you're looking at yourself, but horrible.
Yeah, that absolutely. It seems very unnerving. I was curious about if you had actually seen that in person, though. Yep.
What was Winona's reaction to the memes made of her at the SAG Awards?
She told me that, I remember we were in the hair and makeup trailer one day and there was this one thing and it was like a pizza thing and it was like following her around. And she told me when she was on stage, she had no clue that she was making any reactions. And then when she saw that, she was so shocked. That's what she told me.
And what was your favorite Panic record?
Maybe Ever? Like all of their stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably have to go with like LA Devotee.
I just wanted to say I'm filming a big prank for Stranger Things in LA this summer, and I just want you to be on the lookout for that.
Oh, awesome. Great. Thank you for telling me.
Really quick question. So I read that you were at summer camp when Stranger Things aired, and then you came back, and all of a sudden there was this show that you were in that was blown up everywhere. What was that like? Like, you had to wait in suspense.
You know, I just the year before, they told me, because I was at camp and I go for 7 weeks, and they told me I remember you have 3 phone calls every summer, and the 3rd phone call, I picked up the phone and it was at camp, and they were like, hey, I was like, hello, because I didn't know who they were. Usually it's my parents who pick up the phone, and they were like, you got the role, and I'm like, of what? Because I didn't remember, because I, so many auditions back and forth, and they were like, Will Byers, and they told me the show was originally called Montauk. You got the role of Will Byers for Montauk, and I was like, oh my god, I think that like made the rest of my summer. And then fast forward the next year, in camp again, I remember my counselor he'd tell me on my Instagram my followers, like because they can have their phones, but you can't have phones at camp, and so like every week he'd tell me like an article that came out on Stranger Things, and then like what's going on Instagram and stuff. So I kind of knew, but then when I came out of camp, I really knew. Like it hit me like whatever hits you in life.
Yeah.
Chairs apparently.
Huh? Oh my god.
Hey.
Now we got something on it. So.
Oh yes. Oh,
hey,
step up.
What's up? So you mentioned like 80s movies and movie franchises that like kind of got you like into the headspace of the role, but like kind of like Stranger Things is loaded with tributes to like David Cronenberg, Stephen King, like traditional masters of modern horror. Like before or after performing the show, like did you chew on any of this? Do you have any like horror preferences or anything like that?
I mean, honestly, before I watched Stranger Things, before I was in Stranger Things, I was horrified of horror. Because I always thought like it was impossible to watch because I'd just be like closing my eyes, freaked out. But over time, I've really gotten like a liking for horror, and now I love watching horror movies.
Like any specific like?
I just recently saw one called Sinister. It was on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a good one.
No, it makes sense that you'd be scared of horror movies and play the kid who has the most reason to be scared.
Thank you.
So LA Devotee is not an acceptable answer. What is your favorite Panic at the Disco song?
Well, if it's besides that, then probably Victorious or Death of a
I
Bachelor.
don't have anything really defined to ask.
Yeah.
So if you want to ask, this will be the last question.
This is the last question.
Alright, so you worked on Charlie Brown before, correct?
Yes.
Would you say that you prefer voice acting for Charlie Brown or being on camera for Stranger Things?
I mean, they both had their like different things. Because for voice acting, it's really different because you never act off of anyone. The director basically plays every character in the movie, and you'll act off of him for everything. And I think it's kind of fun because with voice acting, you're in this tiny booth with just the director, so you're really like just focused on your lines, and there's not so many people around you, and you don't have to worry about what your hair looks like or if your costume's wrinkled when you're voice acting. It's just you just worry about how the character feels. But then on the other side with live action, I think it's just also a lot of fun because I get to show my face reactions too, and they get to see how I look too when I'm scared, when I'm happy. So they both have their different ways that they affect me.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Do we have time for a couple more, or do we need
to do your thing? But we want to do that over there with the things, and everybody's got to be out by 7. So
Sure.
more
Yeah.
questions, but that would be
Just
great.
a couple. Yeah, sure. So obviously we've touched on how much of a whirlwind this has been for you since the show launched. This whole rush to fame that you've gotten, is it like too much? Or do you enjoy kind of being in the public eye, or do you tend to be more of a private person who prefers having their own space a lot of the time?
I mean, it's really cool being able to walk around and people know you and you get to interact with them and have fun with them. So it has its like goods and bads or pros and cons, because I feel like sometimes I love talking to fans, and I'd love having someone to like be around and talk to. And then sometimes like not fan wise, like if I'm at like school, some person like I don't know that like I've never talked to in my life will come up to me and like want to be my friend, and then you like won't know who's your real friend until like the only people you know is like the people who you were really close with before this happened. So that's like the con side, but it's I love being able to like just talk to them, and they know who I am.
Yeah, you seem to have a real appreciation for people and for your fans and everything.
Of course, I mean they're the ones who like if there were no fans, the show wouldn't be like what it is without them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it's just wonderful to see from someone in the public eye like that. And I guess the last thing I'd want to ask you about is there anything you'd want to communicate about yourself that people might not know? I've heard it said just maybe like a hobby. I've heard you like to cook. Are there any interesting trivia bits about yourself you'd like to?
Sure. Something. I mean, people know a lot about me now.
Yeah, that's true. So that you might have to really come up with something.
Well, what people don't know is that I am now 5'1".
Whoa! Nickel City Scoop, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Because there's a poster and it says, shoot, what does it say? It says like, where is Will or what I don't know. It's like, looking for Will, and it shows my height is 4'9", which was last year.
Okay.
So I think people need to know that I'm now 5'1".
Okay, all right, we got it. Cool. Good enough, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I never got too far past 5'1", so I hope you keep growing.
Thank you.
Not all of us
Me too.
do. So I just really appreciate you being here. Stranger Things has obviously meant so much to so many people, and it's a show that just uses so many wonderful things about an era of pop culture and combines it with really great, interesting storytelling, nuanced, developed characters, and with these unique, wonderfully developed relationships.
Thank you.
And just for you to be a part of that.
Yeah, thank you for having me
so
here
exciting.
today.
And we just want to thank you for all your great work. Congratulations on all your success.
Oh, thank you very much.
And we hope you've had a good time in Buffalo. It's been a pleasure having you. And thank you for coming to talk to us today.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank
Nickel
you guys
City
for
Con.
coming, all of you.
Schnapp, let's hear it for 'em.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great rest of your night or day or whatever time it is. I don't know what time. Night, okay. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.